Well, it's Google versus China, round 3. The messages from Google to China getting more and more conciliatory. For more on the complicated relationship between the company and the country, we partner now with the FT to bring you Lex on Bloomberg. You get a sneak peek at the Financial Times' flagship column a day early. Ben McLannahan joining us now live from Hong Kong. Ben, always glad to have you on with us. Does Google need China? Do we have the proof now more than China needs Google?
Well, if you pass these statements from David Drummond, the chief legal officer, and if you examine them for tone and for content and for length, it's clear that he's making much less of an effort now to appease the authorities, or rather much more of an effort now to appease the authorities. The first one came out in January. It was 750 words of very high-minded, very stern rebukes against the Chinese authorities to see Google's way on the anti-censorship movement it was trying to stir up. And then back in March, when it changed tack, deciding to route all its Chinese searches through Hong Kong, unfiltered, there was a slightly more deferential statement from Mr. Drummond. It was much shorter, and the language was less incendiary. And last night, in this final, we think it's final, that this appears to be no way back from here. But in this third update from Mr. Drummond, he's almost begging China, in fact, to see Google's way.
So, Ben, I mean, you mentioned Google says it's even hopeful that it can stay in China, but is its current plan sustainable? I mean, depositing Google users on a Chinese landing page.
Yeah, I don't see how it can do it. I mean, if it was in contravention of the Chinese rules on filtering back in March, when it was rerouting all these things through Hong Kong unfiltered, I don't see how, if there's an extra click involved to get to Hong Kong from the mainland, you can be in any way in line with the rules. I think that the Ministry of Information has been quite consistent throughout all this. If you want to access to the web-based market in China, you play by our rules.
I was just going to say, all of this is about the rules and about censorship, the concerns about this filter. How much of Google's brand has been damaged so far, Ben?
Well, the shares, if you look at the share price, it's down about, it's underperformed the S&P tech sector by about 14%. And if you look at the actual net profit that's at risk here, if you pull out of China, it's tiny. It's about 1% of Google's overall. So this is investors extrapolating further losses. Perhaps the revenue that could have been gained through deals with China Unicom and Motorola, that's gone. Investors, it seems, have been pricing in a complete exit from China for a long time.
Ben, thank you so much. Ben McLannahan joining us there from Hong Kong.